Yo everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So yes, I'm looking a little bit odd because, as you have guessed from the title of the video, I'm going to be doing a demo for you guys as well as a review on the new Urban Decay Shapeshifter Contour palette. I must admit I'm a little bit behind on this. I think it's been out for a little while now, but I only just recently got my hands on it. And just to tell you guys straight off, I absolutely love this palette. This is probably my favourite contour palette on the market right now. Like, Urban Decay, to be honest, over the past couple of months have kind of been letting me down on a lot of things. But ever since they've come out with this and then followed with the Naked Heat palette, I'm just like, wow, I'm loving Urban Decay all over again. So this I got for £39 from Urban Decay's website. If you are a student, you can get a student discount. I may have used somebody's. And this is what the packaging looks like. It's a very sturdy and very strong plastic case, and it looks like this. And the way that it works is because there is a cream contour side as well as a powder. I'm just going to show you. So it looks like this from the inside, and these are the powder shades. And then, oh, dropped it. The middle actually it's like really cool and really different. I've never seen anything like this. Opens up, there's a mirror on the other side as well, and then underneath you've got all your cream shades. Like, seriously, how cool is that? How many other palettes have you ever seen that have come out with like this flip thing in the middle? This makes traveling so much easier. This makes weight so much easier, and it's just a really conveniently very small put together palette, which is why I love the fact that even though it's £39, which may seem pricey, you're getting 5 creams and then you're getting 4 powders as well. So I think it's a really good value for money, and I love the fact that there is a mirror on each side as well, so you can keep an eye on what you're doing. The mirror doesn't flop around either. It's very like stiffly put in, so it won't like kind of drop. What do I have to say about the palette itself? I mean, I love it. Ever since I bought it, I've been using it every single day. I love the fact that the creams are so easy to blend. They're quite soft. They are buttery, as they should be because they are creams, but they're not thick. They don't drag. They don't snag on the skin. They blend out really nicely. And another thing I love is that even though there are only 2 shades, this one is light medium shift, and then I think the other one's dark medium shift. The dark one was definitely too dark for me. I love the fact that you can very slowly build these shades up. Even this darkest one here, which to some people they may look at it and go, oh, it's like a darkish grey. Yes, it is. But when you apply it to the skin, it does not apply really stark and harsh on the skin. So it's quite soft and buildable, meaning for light and medium skin tones, this is going to be ideal. And then you've got 2 color correcting shades here as well. Orange for more medium skin tones like myself, who need to color correct darker areas like purples on the skin, dark circles under our eyes. And then this pinky shade is for more fairer skin tones, people who've got more blue to their skin. They want to cover blue veins and marks and that sort of thing. And then you've got a standard pale kind of creamish sort of contour, which again will go with all skin tones. And then you've got a pearlescent one as well to apply to the high points of your face. So the demo I'm going to be showing you is all of these except for this pink one, because it's not really relevant to me. I am wearing the Urban Decay All Nighter foundation in the shades 6 and 7. I mix them together. It's a very full coverage foundation, so I don't actually need to apply too much of this. And then I will be setting it using all of these as well. The contouring side, you've got a very dark warm tone shade, as you can see, and then you've got a very pale kind of taupey grey. So I love the fact that with this palette you can go for a warm contour and then you can go for a more cool toned as well. So I like the fact that they've covered both sides. They are both intensely pigmented. I mean, just from looking at them, you're like, maybe that one, but maybe not that one so much. No, you have to go in with such a light hand. And considering our medium skin tone, you can imagine how well it will be for people who've got very fair skin as well. And then you've got this setting powder here that I've been using to set the concealer under my eyes and other points on my face. And then you've got the kind of pearlescent highlighting powder as well. So overall, I have to say that this palette, I give it a 10 out of 10. It's absolutely excellent. I maybe hope that, I'm not sure, I've not tried the dark one, so I don't know if there's like a big gap between medium skin tone and dark. That will only be for you guys to tell me what your thoughts are if you've tried it. I am really happy with this. The quality is excellent. The shades are all, especially the powder shades, very, very pigmented. They kick up a little bit of dust, but not too much. This one will last me a really, really long time, and I will be likely to repurchase this as well. So for those of you that know what contouring is, it is about defining your shape, the shape of your face, creating darkness and shadows to give your face a more streamlined look, a more symmetrical kind of look, to make your round face, like I've got a round-ish face. I use contouring to slim down my face, slightly slim down my nose. I've actually got a very small forehead, if you guys can see, so I only tend to apply a little bit around my face just so that I can make it look more uniform. When you apply foundation, obviously it's all one color, which is not what a natural face looks like. It looks very flat and 2D, so we use these kind of shades to add dimension and depth and give a more natural look to the face. Cream contouring is for more natural contouring, and then you apply the powder on top to set it, or with the powder it can give a more, what's the word, a more contrast to your skin. It can make you look a little bit more put together, whereas if you want to go for a more natural contour, use the cream on its own and it will do a great job. Me, I like to go all out glam, so I'm going to be using both. So I'm going to first use this kind of peachy shade and apply it to the dark circles under my eyes. And then I'm going to use the Sigma 3D HT Precision brush to do this. See, there you can see it's quite a pale shade, which is great actually if you think about it, because you don't want it to be too orange. I mean, it needs to be more salmony orange than orange, and this one definitely kind of captures both of those shades. This one is definitely more towards if you've got kind of olive undertones. You can still be very fair skin and still have very olive tan undertones, so this would be perfect for you, whereas the pink one would work more if you're very fair skin. So I'm just going to leave that there for a minute. Now I'm going to use this kind of concealing sort of shade and go more further underneath and blend it into the orange. I'm just going to use the same brush. There, I know it looks a little bit messy, but and I look like, what do I look like? I look like I'm on my way towards some sort of, I'm in a western or something. So that is all the products applied to the areas where I would like to illuminate. So next I'm going to pull out the contouring shades. So there is only one real contour shade, and it's this one here, and it's a very greyish contouring shade, which I think more people will appreciate. More people tend to like kind of more natural looking contour. A natural looking contour has got a bit more grey in it, because grey is more in terms of shadows. You don't get brown shadows, do you? You get grey to black shadows, and that is why they have created it in this shade, which I love. I'm going to be using a Real Techniques pointed foundation brush, and then all you need to do is suck in your cheekbones. Doesn't matter how fat your face is, we all have them. And then you start in the corner towards the top of your ear and then drag it inwards. See that? And I went in quite heavily with this brush, by the way. So not everybody will look the same, depending on how severe you want your contour. I am going to blend it out though. And that's it. Don't forget, I've got a very small face. I've got a round face. The longer your face, the more forward your contour should come. If you've got a short, stumpy face like mine, just kind of leave it about halfway. That's it for now. That is from using the color correcting shade, the highlighting contour, as well as the cream contour. And what I'll do is I will apply the pearl one after I have blended this out, otherwise it will just get muddied and muddled into everything. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to blend everything out. I'm going to alternate between this brush, which is the Makeup Addiction Cosmetics The Queen brush, and a damp beauty blender. I'm going to use the brush to blend out the contour, and all the other things going to use the beauty blender. You see that? It just blends out beautifully and so easily as well. It's really nice and creamy. So there you have it. Everything is beautifully blended out, and now you have to set everything. The only thing that I would say is that the shade that I used as an under eye concealer, it's not full coverage. It is definitely medium coverage. So for those of you like myself that prefer a bit more full coverage, apply your normal concealer on top. The Urban Decay Naked Concealer is still one of my favourites, as is the Tarte Shape Tape. But for the purposes of this video, I'm just going to leave it as it is. It gives a really nice coverage and covers everything beautifully. And now I'm just going to set everything. So I'm going to use this shade right here to set all the concealed areas. I'm using a Real Techniques contour brush. Now out of these two shades, I was kind of like, which one shall I use? I feel like using the darker, more warm toned one today, just because of what I'm kind of wearing on as in my makeup. So you have to, and I'm going to use a Sigma large angled F40 brush, very lightly, and then tap it off, and even apply it lightly. Even there, I think I've put too much on. It's not even too much, they're just so pigmented. So as those areas are almost done, now I'm just going to take some of that cream pearl highlighter and just dab it. It's up to you, you can use your fingers or a beauty blender. I'm going to use a tiny bit of my Airspun powder because I haven't actually set my foundation, and it's quite warm in London today and I'm wearing a full coverage, so it needs setting. Now using the same Airspun powder, and I'm using this Morphe M459 brush, I'm just going to heavily coat it like I like to do, tap it off slightly, and I'm going to chisel out my contour, tidy it up a little bit because it's a little bit sloppy on the edges. As you can see, it's not a sharp enough line. That's it. Cut it off to wherever you want that area cut off, and do the same on the other side. That's it. You see it's all nice and soft and diffused now. It's not even about having a sharp contour, it's just about having a neat one. And now I'm just going to take this final pearl powder highlighter, and I'm using this Morphe M501 brush to go in over the highlight. Not sure if I like this shade so much. I think it might actually work better without the cream underneath. Yeah, definitely works better without the cream underneath. So that's it for my demo. I'm just going to finish the rest of my makeup